All right, I thought I'd go over the mods that I've done on my F850 and kind of go over what I think about them, kind of a semi-review of the modifications and maybe why I've purchased the mods that I have done. And let's take a look. We'll start at the front and go to the back. And up front on the bars, I've done a couple things. I've added rocks risers, which lift the bars up and back maybe 1.5 inches, or maybe it's just up and back, I don't know. But I get a little bit of shoulder pain when I'm riding, and this helped that. It didn't totally eliminate it, but it really helped a lot. Another thing that helped my shoulder pain was just twisting the bars and making the bar flat, or the grips flat, instead of kind of angling down, and that helped my shoulder pain quite a bit, especially when standing. Onto the bars, I've added a mount for my inReach, and I tend to have this all the time with me when I'm riding for emergency communications, so I can text anywhere I am. I don't need cell service. If you don't know about these things, I would highly recommend looking into them. Certainly nice to have that emergency communications. I can also be tracked, so when I go on a trip, I turn on tracking and my wife can track me and know where I am, and semi-real time. And so it's nice, comforting for her to know where I am and that I'm moving. I also added this quad lock for my phone, and this is really solid. I really like this thing. It's very easy to put the phone on. It's really easy to get it off. I obviously have my charger for my phone. That thing's really awesome. I added a SW Motec tank bag, and this has the quick lock feature, and so the tank bag just kind of pops on and pops off really easy, and it's very easy when I'm adding gas. You don't have to deal with straps. I don't like straps all over a bike for tank bags, and so I really like having this quick lock feature. Coming down here, I have Pepco Becker crash bars, just lowers. I may get the upper crash bars eventually, but right now I just have lowers. I'm not sure. I don't really like bars all over the bodywork, but I might. It depends on how much off-roading I end up doing. I have a Black Dog skid plate. The skid plate is really, really solid. Of all the skid plates I've seen, this is the thickest, and while heavy, I like having that protection and knowing it's going to take a hit. And I've had a couple of these. I really like these. I have also from Black Dog these foot pegs, and these are really big. I really like the fact that they're big. It's almost like standing on the ground. What I don't necessarily like is that they come out a great deal. I wish they were 1.5 inches shorter, because when you have to put a foot down, this kind of gets in the way a little bit. So I have to almost think about it, whether to put the foot in front or behind, depending on the angle of the bike. And if I was able to, I'd probably cut this off a little bit and just have it a little bit shorter. My fear is if I need to put down my foot quickly, I'm going to hit this and then drop the bike. So while I like these, they're not 100% perfect in my book. So maybe I'd redesign them and make them more to fit me. Moving to the back, I obviously added these Boomot cases, panniers, whatever you want to call them. And these things are fantastic. I love these things. They're very, very solid. They're powder coated so that it doesn't leave any aluminum residue. You can see how beefy these hinges are, and these are fantastic. You can see how nicely built these are, and they seal really well. I have pressure washed this bike, and not a drop of water got inside. Don't worry, I only pressure washed where I'm supposed to pressure wash. They're very easy to come on and off. They lock right here, and this just flips off and they pop right off. The mounts also are really durable. These things are very, very solid. I would have no fear of dropping this bike on the side and having these take the hit. They were also very easy to install. It took me like 20 minutes to install the whole thing. They were fantastic. I've also have the top case, and I got the smaller top case. I don't like really big top cases. They I don't know, they're just big to me, and they kind of look weird from the back, in my opinion. I added a GoPro mount. I drilled a hole in the case, put silicone around here, and screwed this GoPro mount in. And this also was pressure washed and did not leak. So that's a nice solid place to mount a GoPro. I have several GoPro mounts. You saw the one here. I also have one tucked back under here that I haven't used yet. Let's see. I'm kind of thinking that that's all I've done to this. I don't think I'll really do anything else. Like I said, maybe the upper crash bars. I might get a protector, some sort of protection for the headlight. I'm not sure. It's a little dark in here. I don't know if you can see that well. And I might get levers. And also change these out. These are kind of flimsy. So I'm not totally sure. One thing I forgot to mention on the boom mounts. I don't know if you can see these marks here, but my other boom mounts, I had boom mounts on my Super Tenere, and they did this as well. They scuffed up very, very easily. And my other ones were black, and they scuffed up within the first couple weeks of having them. These scuffed up just one trip. I had a bag across here, and just the bag resting on here left these marks. I really don't know if you can see that, but there's marks here. And that doesn't really bug me a whole great deal, but it's a little disappointing. I may get some vinyl, black vinyl, and put it over the top just to kind of protect it a little bit and to cover up these marks, because they bug me a little bit. Anyways, I think that's it for the modifications I've done on this. I can't think of anything else. All the modifications that I've done were very easy to install, very quick. The crash bars, the skid plate, that was all easy. I said the boom mounts were very easy to install. And that's it. So if you can think of anything else that maybe I should do to it, leave it in the comments below, and maybe I'll do it.